Welcome Jenny Bradbury, Senior Director, R&D for EdTech and Emerging Technologies at Digital Promise, who's joining us today to talk about the role data interoperability plays in ninth grade on track work. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to have a chance to talk about ninth grade on track work, or what's also called student success systems, because it's an area of work that we've been really leaning into at Digital Promise over the last year, and we've been working with vendors and school districts to try to understand how district staff, both at the district and the school level, can be getting more value out of these systems. The systems are really complex, but when you get down to the level of schools, which is where most of the staff who are supporting early warning systems or ninth grade on track or student success are situated, we're finding that they are having a lot of challenges when it comes to using the big platforms. And so we have done some extensive sort of interviews with participants both on the vendor and district side, and what we've learned is that interoperability is at the heart of a lot of these challenges, because most student success systems are built around three key data sets, which are often referred to as the ABCs, so attendance, behavior, and course grades. And while sometimes all of that data lives in one system, often it doesn't. And so if folks are looking to understand patterns in student behavior and be able to predict which students are likely to stay on track for graduation and which students are going to need additional support, they really need to be able to see all that data in one place. In our conversations, we're also learning about what folks are calling the little ABCs of agency, belonging, and connectedness. And so those are additional data sets, often coming from student climate and culture surveys, or through big platforms, or homegrown. And so the best system is one in which folks can look at the big ABCs and the little ABCs together, because that's how they get whole child insights and really understand not just what the patterns of the data are, but the root causes behind those patterns. So you can see that a kid is failing one or more courses and is absent all the time, but without the sort of little ABC data around school connectedness, it's very hard to understand why. You can have two kids whose big ABC data looks identical, but the root causes behind why they're absent so often, why they're not performing well in their classes, could look really, really different. So it's really important work for our students, particularly in the middle and high school ages, and it just can't be done well without interoperability.
How can education leaders ensure that student success systems are both data-rich and actionable for teachers, counselors, and administrators?
Great. So student success systems, I think we need the ways to make them data rich and actionable. There are sort of two different parts to that question. So data rich is about bringing a comprehensive set of data together through interoperability, so folks can see how students are performing, but also what students are experiencing. But that doesn't necessarily make the data actionable. And what makes the data actionable is a couple of things. One, it's making the data accessible to the right people in the right ways. I think we're learning as student need changes that the ways in which we access and visualize the data need to change as well.
How do you see emerging technologies, AI, predictive analytics, etc., shaping the future of data interoperability and early warning systems for ninth grade success?
So I'm really excited about the potential of AI and emerging technologies in the ninth grade on track student success system space, because we're having conversations with a lot of vendors who are building really innovative tools. So a number of folks are building data querying tools that are powered by AI, so that teachers know how to, or counselors or others responsible for supporting student success, are guided through the right series of questions to ask about their data to get to insights that are most powerful most quickly. So that's one way in which I see AI being a really great advance that has tremendous potential in this area. But we're also seeing folks using AI to draw upon really rich research databases so that once we have helped folks get to the insights, we can offer up research-based interventions and strategies that align with what the data is telling them. So I think, a lot of folks are focused on sort of how do we get to the insights, but then there's this whole other, okay, well, now that we know this, what do we do about it piece? And I think AI has a lot of potential to support that aspect of it as well.
Can you talk a little bit about Digital Promise's role or work that you guys are doing with Project Unicorn?
Sure. So we have been members of the Project Unicorn Steering Committee for, I think, going on 5 years now. The reason that we wanted to get involved is because all of our work happens at the intersection of educators, technology, and research. And so we had heard for many years from members of our League of Innovative Schools. So these are superintendents who are overseeing some of the districts across the country that are really committed to trying to find new solutions to persistent problems. For years, they had been telling us that data interoperability was a real challenge for them, that they can't figure out the best ways to support their students without having better data. And part of that was about data cleanliness, part of that was about data literacy, but really before you can even get to concerns about either of those things, you need to figure out how to have all the data coming together in one place. So the decision for Digital Promise to lean into this work came organically from the folks that we're working with on the ground in schools and districts.
Jenny Bradbury, Digital Promise, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.